Oh boy, just when you thought that India were approaching safety, just when you thought, you unfortunately lost two crucial wickets at the end. Cheteshwar Pujara, having done all the hard work, having put in all the grind, he missed out on a well-deserved century. Beaut of a delivery from Taijul Islam. I mean, with the new ball, he just got one to straighten a tad. Pujara unfortunately played down the wrong line, was bowled, and on the last ball of the day, Mehdi Hassan traps Akshar Patel LBW, and that is why it started. Yes, welcome Rahul. 278 for 6 at the end of 90 overs. The last ball wicket, and you may say Pujara's wicket towards the end has ensured that Bangladesh have wrested back a slight bit of control, but India still hold the advantage because of that wonderful partnership of 149 runs between Shreyas Iyer and Cheteshwar Pujara. So the highlights of the day essentially were India won the toss on a very sluggish wicket in Chattogram. KL Rahul was dismissed cheaply, Shubman Gill was dismissed, Khalid Ahmed took the wicket of KL Rahul. Shubman Gill unfortunately played a rash shot, the sweep shot as you may say. He just could not control it, was the first to go. KL Rahul followed later. Virat Kohli undone by a superb delivery from Taijul Islam. And then after that you saw Cheteshwar Pujara and Shreyas Iyer bat with confidence. Pujara, as always, the baseball critic, old school style of test cricket, managed to make 90, 149 run stand, and for 2 sessions, Bangladesh toiled until the new ball when it was taken.
Toiled and Bangladesh, they had their chances, but they refused to grab them. There were a few catches that were dropped that could have taken, or that should have taken rather.
And the force was also with India. Remember the Ibadat Hussain wicket which jacked back in, the ball jacked back in, the bail got dislodged, but it fell back onto the groove.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. India did ride on that luck factor, and Bangladesh, they got a few chances, but then they didn't grab those chances, and they should have taken those catches. Ibadat Hussain dropping a sitter at the boundary to let Shreyas Iyer continue with his knock. But as you said, I think the match would be at this point in time is evenly poised. Although India would say, at least we've got 278 on the board, largely because of that partnership between Shreyas Iyer and Cheteshwar Pujara, as you mentioned
149,
earlier.
yeah.
Exactly. And tomorrow morning, and by the way, 90 overs have been bowled. So ball is fairly new because they took this new ball in the 84th over.
84th over,
so, and immediately they got their rewards with the new ball. Pujara was dismissed with the new ball.
It just straightened down the line, and Pujara, rare lapse of judgment, played down the wrong line, hit off stump. And Akshar Patel, mind you, in the 88th over, he got an inside edge, popped to short leg. Bangladesh just did not review or appeal.
Exactly. And still, when I saw that review,
Mehdi Hassan,
Akshar Patel, last ball of the day. So I thought that Akshar Patel was unlucky, but as you said, he was lucky. A few balls earlier,
and he wasn't confident, because see, if you're confident, you'd immediately review, but 1 second to go, he just took the review.
I think because usually what happens is you do have to ask and consult the batsman batting at the non-strikers.
Yes.
And there, it seemed as if Shreyas Iyer wasn't too convinced.
Yeah.
So, but then eventually he took that review, and thankfully for him at least, he didn't lose the review because it was an umpire's call, and it seemed that he was a bit lucky that because the major part of that ball didn't clip the leg stump. So anyways,
but I mean, look at the way how Bangladesh had to prepare for this test match. Did you know that Russell Domingo, the coach, had said, you have to all sleep early? No watching the Argentina versus Croatia match.
And in Bangladesh, it's huge. Argentina as a team is huge in Bangladesh, primarily because in Bangladesh when television sets came, So it was in 1986. So first big event that they saw
FIFA World
on
Cup.
television was the 1986 FIFA World Cup. So usually what happens is, and that FIFA World Cup, Argentina won.
Yep,
Of course,
Maradona.
Maradona being the superstar.
El Diego.
Absolutely. So he was the superstar. So that is the reason why in Bangladesh you have such a huge fan following for Argentina and Messi. In fact, every third person now I think would be roaming around in Bangladesh on the streets of Dhaka, Chittagong with that number 10 Argentina
Yep.
and Messi jersey.
Yep.
So that's one factor. But then there's a test match to be played, and that perhaps that is the reason why we saw literally nobody.
Yes.
Nobody in the stands today.
And even if there were people in the stands, many of them were wearing the La Albiceleste jersey.
yeah, is it?
Yes, they were wearing the La Albiceleste because football right now is the craze anywhere you go, and Bangladesh is no exception to the
Exactly.
norm. And even in India, there is a fever pitch where because of a certain Lionel Messi, LM10.
So I'm sure
Yep.
the Bangladesh coach can ask his players to go and sleep early, but he has no control over
He has
what people do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they must have slept pretty late. And by the way, Bangladesh is ahead of us.
Yep, half an hour.
Is half an hour ahead of us. So match, if the match gets over in India, it gets over.
It gets over by 3:30 or something. There it'll end by 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m.
3:30?
Yeah, I mean 2:30, 3 o'clock a.m. 2:33. There is a 45 minutes, half an hour break.
Right.
45 minutes. If it goes to 10 minutes extra and all that, so
4-5 minutes. So
2:45, 3 o'clock.
So people must have gotten up late
Yep.
in the morning and chose not to go and
Yes.
see this test match. But Bangladesh, they were good by
Yep.
the way. They were
Taijul,
good.
especially
They were
Taijul
good
Islam.
with the new ball. Their spinners were very good. Kept Indian batters guessing most of the times. And then what happens is that 278
8 for
is
6.
what? 278 for
6.
Akshar Patel, the last
Last ball.
man to be dismissed on the day of the last delivery.
And looking at the way how Taijul Islam is bowling, I mean, Akshar Patel has been doing this on a regular basis. Because Taijul doesn't get that much of turn. The one turn that he gets is very minimal, but that is enough to cause doubt in the batsman's mind. So, tomorrow, if India get a chance to bowl, Akshar Patel on this wicket will have to do exactly that. Bowl that accurate line and length, line and length. And see, Akshar confounds batsmen with a straight delivery.
Yes.
And on this wicket, I think it's tailor-made for Akshar Patel, more than Ravichandran Ashwin if you have to look at it. So, it was a tale of two contrasting starts. I mean, Bangladesh started the day well, but the middle session was totally dominated by India. But it has ended with Bangladesh kind of getting a bit of control back. And today in the process, Cheteshwar Pujara has gone past the colonel when it comes to test runs. Dilip Vengsarkar. And Vengsarkar, remember, 42.13 average, Pujara averages 44. But the colonel is the only visiting batsman to hit 3 centuries in Lords. And that's a feat I think very, very few visiting batsmen will ever match that. So, isn't it? The colonel.
But I thought that the Indian, the score that we are reading right now is 278 for 6.
Yep.
It could have been worse, by the way.
Yes.
Shreyas Iyer
2 catches, 39, 67 and that bowled on 80.
is lucky to be batting there, by the way.
Yep.
Is lucky that he's still batting there. Of course, that one when the ball did clip the leg stump.
With the new ball, 80.
The leg stump, but the bails were not dislodged completely.
Yep.
And that was one. And then there was a catch that was dropped by Ibadat Hussain at the fence. So Shreyas Iyer had his chances, but the fact is that Shreyas Iyer is batting at 82 and now must be eyeing that second 100. Second test 100?
I think he scored one against New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah.
On debut. wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, it was on debut. So
Yes.
1 century and 450s that he's got at an average of 56.
In fact, the first 50 that he got, of course, after that 100, The 50 that he got was a very important one.
Yeah, it was.
It was a match-saving 50 that he batted with the
Ridhiman Saha, Kanpur.
As it turns out, that Ridhiman Saha never played a test match after that, and now...
yes, all due to a certain Rishabh Pant.
Sat Sri Akal, why Yuzi Chahal is not getting chance to play in the test format? Rajan Thind, our regular viewer Rajan Thind is asking.
Okay, before Rahul chips in, why doesn't he even play in the white ball format on a consistent basis? Yuzi Chahal. And there are two words for that called team composition. In the very wrong sense of the term.
No, but see, as far as Test cricket is concerned, you have to play Ranji Trophy also. No, he's not been playing Ranji Trophy that consistently, and then now, fortunately, and it's a very good decision by the way. Yuzi Chahal will be playing the Ranji Trophy this season. We'll have to see if he gets selected for the Sri Lanka series. That's which I believe that he will be.
Yes.
But he is going to play the second Ranji Trophy match that Haryana has to play, and Haryana will be playing Baroda in Baroda. So Yuzi Chahal will be part of that team. Will be part of that 11 hopefully. I think the match begins on 20th. Of this month. So the next round, the second round of matches will begin on 20th of December.
Yep.
So Yuzi Chahal, you will see him in action against Baroda. So that's one of the reasons. See, you have to do something in domestic cricket also to get into the Test 11.
Yeah, I mean,
that's one.
As of now, in the current team who recently played internationals, Surya Kumar Yadav is playing in the Ranji Trophy for Mumbai. Sanju Samson is playing for Kerala the first two games. So, yes, I mean, and if you have to look at it, Sanju Samson made the right noises with a brilliant 72, 4 fours and 7 sixes against Jharkhand. So, it is really, really important for them to get into domestic cricket because we've been starved of these stars in domestic cricket for a very long time. When was the last time? I can't recollect. Did the likes of these superstars play in the Ranji Trophy?
Where is the time?
There is no time, unfortunately.
Achha, SP Roy has a question. You answer this question. I just do you agree with him or not? How much? What wrong did Mayank do that he was ousted? A. Prithvi Shaw has technical deficiencies, but he did get fair chances in Test cricket. Mayank still averages 40 plus.
But did Shaw actually get a fair chance in Test cricket? Because look, okay, two things happened with Prithvi Shaw. Number one, that ban for 8 months stalled his momentum. Prior to that, that injury that he suffered in Australia. The doping ban. Second, when he came back, he was not that old Prithvi Shaw. And remember, his own Delhi Capitals coach on air dissected his technique, and Mitchell Starc obliged in Adelaide. Has he played Test cricket since then? No. Mayank, on the other hand, I don't know what was it with Mayank Agrawal that they decided to just suddenly keep him out. Was it his lack of good starts? I mean, not be able to convert the big ones? Was that the main reason? And see, the emergence of Shubman Gill ensured that Mayank Agrawal was living on borrowed time. So that is the only thing that I can tell you that.
The job of the selectors is not to go by the numbers.
Yes.
Selectors also have to see where a player, where did he get those runs, in what conditions, against which attack. Now, Mayank Agrawal was introduced into Test cricket in Australia.
Yes.
In that series that India won eventually, where he was asked to open in Melbourne
along with Hanuma Vihari,
and he got 70 odd runs.
Yes,
very good.
He opened with Hanuma Vihari, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
And he got a very good 100. 70 runs.
Yeah.
Playing against Australia at MCG. Very good. Then I think he got his chances. He did convert a few chances also. This is
Test 21 matches, 1,488 runs.
Mayank.
Yeah, Mayank at an average of 41.3, 400s and 650s.
Now you also have to see Prithvi Shaw and Mayank Agrawal were opening for India in Australia.
The 2020-21 series.
Prithvi Shaw was dropped, so was Mayank Agarwal, and then came Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma to open the innings, and suddenly you saw a transformation and change in India's fortunes on that tour. And both of them did really well. Rohit Sharma and
Shubman Gill.
Rohit Sharma, of course, was injured, so that was the reason he didn't start in the 11. So after 2 tests, he came back into the 11, and Shubman Gill also. Shubman Gill, got a 91 in Brisbane.
Yes.
Stamped his potential class as a future prospect, and they've persisted with him. You can easily, get rid of a player, and you can easily say that इसमें दम नहीं है. But then I think it's a good thing because Shubman Gill definitely is a long-term prospect.
Yes.
Mayank Agarwal got an opportunity, I think, against New Zealand.
And Sri Lanka also.
Yeah. So because you had a few players who were not available. By the way, Mayank Agarwal finally, even in Australia, got an opportunity to play when your players were getting injured one after the other. At that time, he had to bat in the middle
order. Yeah.
He got 35. He got 35 odd runs. As far as Prithvi Shaw is concerned, see, Prithvi Shaw on that very tour where Mayank Agarwal got to open for India, he was playing a practice game, Prithvi Shaw at the fence, and he broke his ankle.
Sydney.
Got injured. And I think that doping ban also, I won't say it had a lot to do with his place as far as Indian team is concerned, but he had a few disciplinary issues.
Yes.
Now, thankfully, I think he's doing better. Let's see if.
But then because the problem with this Indian cricket team setup is because if one player gets injured or is out of the team for a certain period of time, he goes way back down the pecking order because the others are also so good currently at this point in time. You can't argue for Shubman Gill. You can't leave him out because he is your long-term future.
Imagine there is an Abhimanyu Easwaran, there is a Priyank Panchal, and these players, even they are not getting any younger, by the way.
Priyank Panchal has been a domestic stalwart and legend for the past 3-4 years.
And how old he must be? Priyank Panchal must be 32 now.
Must be 30 plus.
So
yes.
if he doesn't get his chances now, I think
he will never get a chance.
The ship has sailed.
He will be another Amol Muzumdar in that sense because there were so many spots which are taken by the Indian cricket team at this point. Backup for a backup.
Yeah, but I don't think this situation is very similar to what Amol Majumdar faced because at that time you had legends.
Yes, you had Dravid, Tendulkar, Lakshman, Ganguly.
Saurav.
Good luck in breaking into that if you could.
Exactly.
Good luck.
And now, despite the fact that you could have had a Priyank Panchal
opening
because you've had so many injuries to your openers. In the past few months or years, but still
he just can't get it. I mean, before the World Test Championship final, there was such a noise. Include Priyank Panchal. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen. So
I think his career has been restricted to India A.
Yes, unfortunately.
KL Rahul's captaincy will decide how quick India win this game. Wicket is absolutely tailor-made for Akshar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav. Add Ashwin and Siraj. It's a good attack. That's Pradeep Srivalsan. Okay, I've taken this one. Any Bangladesh players chance in IPL auction this time? Your comments. Raj Das Gupta, Shakib wasn't picked last time.
Yes.
Mustafizur is of course playing for Delhi Capitals. And is there any other player?
They were. I have to check whether Mehdi is there in this.
No, I don't think
he's there. Then I think because there are less than 10 players from the Bangladesh team this time in the auction, because as far as country-wise breakup is concerned, 27 are from England this time. 27, 22 from...
I think maximum representation would be from Australia.
England. This time it's England.
In auction?
Yes.
Auction, yeah. You can, but I think
majority are from Australia. Yes. So,
hi Siddharth.
What is the best score? Paulson Xavier saying, what is the best score on this over? Do you think India is in the driver's seat? The best score on this wicket would be anywhere in excess of 400. That would be a good score, and if they get to 400, then India will be in the driver's seat. India are in a fairly better position. I would have not said this at the start of the day when they were 85 for 3. But then as the session progressed, India gradually got themselves into control. But those 2 2 wickets towards the end, one of Pujara and Akshar Patel, has slightly tilted that balance. Slightly. But India are in control.
And tomorrow morning, if you can continue, and if you can, if Bangladesh can get rid of your lower middle order now, or the tail enders, and get and get India dismissed for say about 310, I think it's okay for them.
Yep.
But if they don't, then India can well go past that score of 380, 85, and that should be pretty okay. But you also have to see, I understand 278 for 6 looks pretty good at the moment. I won't say good, but it looks okay, decent, to be very honest. But then, had Bangladesh grabbed those catches and chances, it could have been worse for India. India could have been bowled out before the day got over.
Yeah, I mean 278 for 6. Akash was noted. Litton Das is there. He's one of these.
That's what I was. Litton Das is there. Litton Das. Taskin any chance can't say. Vivek Mishra. Will KL Rahul play aggressive in the second innings?
Well, we hope so. We really hope so, because the one thing which I want to see is KL Rahul, when the pressure is on him in Test cricket, how he responds. You've seen that he doesn't step up to the challenge when it comes to white ball cricket, when it's a pressure situation. Here in Test cricket, as captain, can he lead from the front? He couldn't do it in South Africa. Here in Bangladesh, I just hope that it happens. Mayank Pokhriyal, do you remember unluckiest guy of Test cricket, Karun Nair, where he is now? Why he's not included in squad after the 300? Mayank Pokhriyal, it's very heartbreaking, because he's not even been picked in the Karnataka side in the Ranji Trophy.
He's not there in the Ranji Trophy side for Karnataka.
And that's where it is.
No, heartbreaking pick. There must have been some reason, I'm sure. There are better players. There are players with better scores who've gone past him, maybe.
See, the problem with Karun Nair, what happened is, after that 300 that he got against England in Chennai, that struggle that he had in those 2 tests against Australia, and then after that injury, both derailed his chances, and that is why now it's very ruthless, this Indian cricket team. There are so many players waiting to fill the void, and that's why Karun Nair unfortunately fell prey to that. He lost form at the most ill-opportune time, got injured, and that's it. Game over for him. Shashank Kadam waiting for Ashwin 450 test wickets. Yes, very close tussle between him and Nathan Lyon nowadays.
Nathan Lyon is ahead. But Nathan Lyon for me is a better off spinner. You can have your choice. No, Bab, you can have your own choices, because...
No, I do agree. Because see, off spin prior to Nathan Lyon in Australia was never considered a very valuable asset. But now the likes of Hazelwood, Stark, Cummins, why are they able to get those wickets? Because Lyon builds that pressure.
He's a legend.
Yeah, and prior to that, McGrath, Gillespie, Lee, they all took wickets, but who built the pressure? It was the late great Shane Warne.
And even not to forget Stuart McGill, by the way. Stuart McGill, we don't talk about Stuart McGill. I think, can you get me? I think he must have also picked around 350
250 wickets.
250 wickets.
Yes.
Imagine.
And what a stupendous, he outshone Warne at one point.
Exactly.
In time.
And whenever both of them used to play together, it used to be Stuart McGill who used to pick wickets. Maybe it could be different reasons. There could be different reasons for that, because people would often go after him, because he used to turn the, he had a massive turn. He could turn the ball.
I mean, especially in that India series, I mean, although India were lucky that he was not at his best at that time, that 2003-4 series. So,
Stuart.
S-T-U-A-R-T, Stuart McGill. And
A-R-T. Not Binny.
There he is. Unfortunately, suffered from carpal tunnel syndrome. That's why his career was cut short. He had that wrist numbness. And so 208 wickets. 208. But look at that average, 29. Wow. Very, very sad. And so, if you have to look at it, Nathan Lyon is a far big. Even his numbers in Asia are staggering.
Yeah.
Especially in India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, even in Pakistan, that 5 wickets that he took in Karachi played a big role in them winning there. Exactly. So, Ashwin.
And Ashwin, see, with all due respect, Ashwin has been a very good bowler, is actually a very good bowler, and gives you a lot of variety as a player, as a cricketer. He can bat, he can bowl, he can no fielding. I won't give him
fielding is a bit slow.
But then you have to realize that majority of his wickets have come here. Would you call him a world class bowler? A world class bowler is perhaps, if I have to pick overseas, a Dale Steyn. Why, there could be comparisons between, Dale Steyn, Jimmy Anderson. I'm talking about this past era, this last decade or 14 odd years, 15 odd years. So because then you would say, maybe Dale Steyn, he's won you games, he's won South Africa games, even in subcontinent conditions in India.
The last 2 victories that South Africa have because of Dale Steyn, 7 for 51 in Nagpur.
And Ashwin, if he is the best off spinner or the best bowler off spinner in the world, if you consider him, then what was the reason that India would rarely play him in overseas conditions? Australia, England. Last Australian tour was good for him though.
But had Steve Smith's number.
And I know people often criticize the likes of Yuvraj Singh or other bowlers. I remember Yuvraj once made that comment, if on these kind of wickets, if Harbhajan Singh and Anil Kumble would have bowled, they would have finished with at least, they would have finished with over 1,000 wickets.
Yes.
And I think he's right.
Yep.
They've won you games. Anil Kumble, Harbhajan Singh, they've won you games in overseas conditions.
Yep.
If I have to rate, it's not that Ashwin is a bad bowler. Ashwin is a very good bowler. Perhaps will go down in the history as one of the greatest in India, greatest Indian bowler. But then you also have to see conditions, the kind of wickets that you provide him with. Ravindra Jadeja has so many test wickets now. Even Akshar Patel, imagine he started his test career barely a couple of years ago. And he, I think, has already crossed 100 wickets, 100 test wickets.
No, I think he's not played that much. I think he's definitely crossed 50. That much I'm sure. I think he made his debut only in the England series, didn't he?
Yeah, not 100, sorry.
Yeah, he's gotten 39 wickets.
Sorry,
39 wickets.
39 wickets. So you never
average 12.44.
Imagine 12.44. So you can imagine Akshar Patel. You can actually get any bowler, any decent bowler playing on those kind of dust bowls.
Dust bowls.
And
I mean, if Kumble and Harbhajan had played that Ahmedabad pink ball test, oh man.
Imagine, and Akshar Patel can easily finish with say 150 test wickets.
Yes, he can, provided he's given a consistent run.
No,
with Jadeja in there, it's very difficult.
I am saying, how many series do you need? You need 5 more series at home. If you give him 5 series of
at about 20 tests,
3 test matches each, say about 20 test matches. If you go by even this rate, if he is picking 52 wickets in 7 test matches, so he'll finish with 150 wickets.
150 aram se,
if he plays 15 more tests.
Yep, indeed he will.
So, anyway, you pick McGrath, Anderson or Steyn. Who is the greatest red ball winner? Akash Bhardwaj.
Glenn McGrath for me. Glenn McGrath, because see, even if you look at it in Indian conditions, he bowled with tremendous discipline. And let's not forget that McGrath always used to go after the top dog, be it Sachin Tendulkar, be it Jack Callis, be it all the other greats. Brian Lara, he had a number of Brian Lara for so many years. Lara never got on top of him.
For me, it will be a very difficult choice to make between Dale Steyn and McGrath. McGrath, is
kind of a different
romanticism basically, because he played with a player whom everybody loves, Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar.
Yes.
And such a fierce rivalry both of them shared, be it with Shane Warne, McGrath. So that's one side. Dale Steyn, I just love Dale Steyn. I don't know. I just love Dale Steyn. If I have to pick one fast bowler, Not one. In fact, if you ask me, my favorite, Michael Holding, Wasim Akram,
Oh, yes.
Dale Steyn. I think these three, perhaps a few more, but these three, off the cuff, if you ask me, I'll pick these three.
These three. I mean, the comparison, if you say Anderson or Steyn in the modern era as of now, my pick is Steyn. Definitely, because all conditions bowler has won you matches everywhere.
Yes.
India, I mean, the place for Asia at that time, it was considered graveyard for fast bowlers. But look at Dale Steyn's average, 21 in Asia. Anderson, unfortunately, it's in the high to low 30s. But
Although he is also a legend. Yeah.
He's a legend. I mean,
but you gave me a choice to pick two of the best fast bowlers of this era,
Yep.
of the last 14 odd years,
Yes.
15 years. After the likes of maybe after the end of Wasim Akram,
Yeah.
Waqar Younis, Shoaib Akhtar also. After the end of Shoaib Akhtar, if you ask me, I would pick
although one underrated, but he got injured far too often. No, Shane Bond.
Shane Bond.
What an action! That was a clean, beautiful action with pace, but man got injured.
One of the reasons why I like Dale Steyn
Why?
is also because of his action.
Oh yes, everybody wanted to copy that action, and it was intimidating. He would run in that leap, and then because he would get late movement, that's what made him potent and accurate.
He had everything.
Yes.
He could swing the ball both ways. He had that brilliant, perhaps the deadliest reverse swing.
India found that out Nagpur 2010, 7 for 51. What a spell! And even Ahmedabad before that, 2008.
Achha, I don't know if it was Dhanush in the pre-match show or somebody else. Dhanush, I'm sorry if I got it wrong, but there was somebody who pointed out that why is everybody after KL Rahul? After all, he has an average of 43 in Test cricket. One innings later,
Yeah.
in the evening show, suddenly KL Rahul's Test average is only 35. Then how can he be the Test captain?
Well, he is the Test captain because Rohit Sharma is injured. Simple. That is one.
But earlier your vice captain could have been Rishabh Pant.
Rishabh Pant. But then, see, the problem with Pant is, I think he himself is not in that mental frame of mind to be captain. Because he's clearly been ruffled by all the outside noise on his white ball form. He's clearly ruffled. I mean, see, why would you want to admonish a journalist asking a question to you, which anyway was not wrong? That clearly shows that either his judgment is clouded, and nowadays, whenever he gets out, he gets agitated a lot more as compared to the past. That bindas style of playing, seems to be curbing down now at this point in time.
But he was pretty bindas today, huh?
Yeah, but the way he got out, he abused himself.
Vivek Mishra. You want to
Vivek
take that
Mishra,
question?
where is
Because
that?
he was saying something, so I thought, why not?
Where is he?
This one.
Don't you think Pant's success in Test match just because the field changes as he plays aggressive in Test match and opponents feel challenging, changing field again and again and again, playing in T20 and ODI, he struggles. Well, Vivek, we did point that out in the lunch break, if I am not mistaken, that because the field is much more attacking in Test cricket, you get a lot more opportunities to score. And because in ODIs you have to spread the field, you can control the flow of runs. At that point in time, I think Pant gets caught out. And basically he restricts his shot, and the way how he gets out in ODI and T20 is that hack across the line. One way of getting out, and that is what really gets our goat, because there is a way. You don't repeat a pattern, you don't repeat a mistake. Pant repeats a mistake. That is the problem for him. Pratik Sarfare is like saying, Rahul sir, whenever you meet James Anderson, please ask him, what is the secret of his energy and fitness? How someone can stay so fit at 40 years of age? I mean, he's defied. I think the only guy who came to doing so well when he was even nearing 40 was Courtney Walsh. Courtney Walsh at his peak, even in the age of 40, was still getting you wickets and troubling
I'm
opponents.
sure there were other fast bowlers as well. You can't say that they were as good as a Jimmy Anderson or a Courtney Walsh, but on paper, definitely they were not in their 40s, but
Yeah. I mean, there are some players who are built for fitness and alpha male. I mean, James Anderson, he just plays one format. So
exactly.
that
I think
prolongs
he's
his...
managed his career well.
Yes.
He's managed his career well. Achha, Vivek Mishra you've taken, no?
Yeah, I've taken Vivek Mishra.
Achha,
RP saying drop Pant, play case. Yeah, after one innings, give him a longer rope.
but why drop Pant?
In Test cricket, that too. Nah, Arvi, that's too harsh.
Chalo, Akash Bhardwaj is asking you just pick one between Steve Smith and Virat Kohli. Test team.
In your all-time test team, had he just not mentioned the word test,
You would have picked?
I would have picked Virat Kohli. But if you ask only for the test team, then I will pick Steve Smith. That's my disclaimer. But if you were to pick in your all-time team, no formats, all-time team, Virat Kohli, hands down.
Virat has been the greatest cricketer of this generation.
Yes. If you look at his impact in all three formats, Smith, Williamson and Root are nowhere near. They are miles behind Kohli for impact and consistency in all three formats. That's what I will say. Steve Smith is a great test player. Root is a good test player. Williamson can come close, but T20
you said Steve Smith is a great test player, but for Root you said he's a good test player.
Yeah,
You'd still consider him
because at the start what happened was Root did not convert his 50s into 100s. He's making up for it now. But at one point he had 40 50s and 13 centuries.
But you tell me one thing, Siddharth. This is what happens with every great cricketer. There comes a phase of say 2-3 years when you are scoring tons and tons of runs. That is exactly what is happening with the Root also.
Yes.
Now for the past 18 odd months, last couple of years, last 1.5 years, he's been scoring centuries after centuries. So, and it happens with everybody.
Yep.
Every player. Virat went through a phase like that when it seemed that he was immortal. Everybody
2015
was
to 2019
lesser mortal in front of Virat, and there was a time. So, but good that I understand. You're right. There came a phase when Joe Root couldn't convert those 50s into 100s, but at least he was still getting those 50s.
So that's why he's making up for it now. Luckily, Joe Root. But now that Fab Four debate, if you may say, Kohli is the clear winner in that Fab Four
across formats.
Yes.
Team Siddharth has already made it clear if he has to pick one batsman in test matches, he will go for Steve Smith.
Yes. Vivek Mishra, finally our city, Raipur, Chhattisgarh international match, India was New Zealand second. Yes. The Vivekanand Stadium in Naya Raipur, it's a beautiful stadium. And
Shashank Kadam, let's have this debate then.
Ashwin played less matches than Lyon, also has 4 test centuries, also 8 man of the series awards. Shashank Kadam, agreed. He's a better batsman than Nathan Lyon. Agreed, and he's also one of the best. You may say he's a good all-rounder in test matches. You need a utility all-rounder. But Nathan Lyon
in India and West Indies.
Yes. Just check out his record in the Sena countries when it comes to bowling averages and impact. Compare that with Nathan Lyon's impact in Asia and in the rest of the things. Clear cut, you'll see a winner.
And Shashank, I agree with you. The kind of numbers that you're showing, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. At times we have to look beyond numbers. There could be a lot of batsmen. Yuvraj's average in ODIs
Close to
must be
35. Yes.
But he is considered to be one of the best, in fact, one of the greatest white ball cricketers.
Greatest match winners we ever had.
Absolutely. So, we have to look beyond numbers. And the numbers, I agree with you. The only point that I'm trying to make is, what if Nathan Lyon would have played majority of his cricket in conditions like the ones that we have had in the last
in the subcontinent,
years. And subcontinent conditions is one thing, but the kind of wickets that are being prepared now, those dust bowls, at times you tend to feel that Harbhajan Singh, Anil Kumble, even Shane Warne, Muthiah Muralidharan, what these people would have done if they had been playing on wickets like these.
I know.
That's one thing. Is Zaheer the best test bowler after Kapil Dev, or Bumrah is coming up? Whose question was that? Akash
Bhardwaj. I think Zaheer for me, because he had versatility in any condition. Reverse swing, conventional swing, in, out, with any ball. SG, Duke, Kookaburra, you name it. Zaheer was the master.
I'll again say romanticism. And with Zahir, by the way, it is not just for the romantics, by the way.
Yeah.
It's also because he produced results.
Yes. I mean, he groomed the likes of Ishant. And look, the knuckleball and reverse swing. Who groomed him? It was Zahir. Zahir was the undisputed leader of the attack. I mean, Pradeep Srivalsan's again trying to be like, come on. Kane Williamson, by the way, can play for CSK. Then what?
SP Roy. Okay, SP Roy. No, this is Sudeep
Roy.
Is he SP Roy?
I don't know. Roy SP, I don't know.
No.
Rohit Sharma injury update. We don't know as of yet what is the injury update.
It looks unlikely now that he will go back to.
I think he will now be totally focused on those 4 tests against Australia and the subsequent ODI series against New Zealand and Sri Lanka and IPL. Yep. He have to win a 6th. Oh,
King played freely when MSD was with him, Shan Singh. I think by King he's saying Virat.
Yeah, King played freely, but then see, it's still been 4 years since
King played freely even after MSD also.
Yeah.
It's just that he had a bad phase, and every cricketer, every athlete actually goes through that kind of a phase. Good that he is back.
Yeah. Fun zone. So this is attacking cricket according to our captain. 280 runs in whole day. But again, was this the kind of a pitch where you could go 380 in 90 overs or 490 overs? I don't think so. This pitch is far more sluggish. Just check out Multan. 47 overs, they made about 250 or something. But 250 in 47 overs or something. It's still not, I'll say, baseball, whatever it is, Rishabh Pant has been doing it ever since before that. Look at Rishabh Pant, how he played, 46 or 45. But Pujara and Iyer, they are all confident players. They couldn't score because it was a very, very sluggish deck. The bounce, if it touches your bottom edge on day 1 of a test match, then I'm sorry, boss. It's just not.
Pradeep Srivalsan is saying Kane Williamson will be a disappointed man today because Siri has switched his loyalty to Steve Smith.
Nah, Steve Smith. But then look at the numbers in Test cricket, man, Pradeep.
And the context.
And the context.
That's what I'm saying. Let's look beyond these numbers. If you look at these numbers, maybe there's very little between all 4 of them to pick from. But the point is, Steve Smith, Ashes. Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
Man, that too after all the hurt and humiliation.
Yes.
And one more thing. Williamson was a natural batsman. Smith had to work hard to become a batsman.
Smith was, I remember I covered that series when Australia came to India. When was that?
2010.
I think so, 20
or 2013 when they are whitewashed 0-4.
I think 2013 or so. Basically there was Steve Smith was here at Kotla, and they have this the practice nets are not at the ground or anywhere next to the ground, but just when you enter the stadium, the venue, the first thing that you see when you enter from
Virendra
Sehwag gate, so on your left you have those nets,
practice facility.
So I remember Bishan Singh Bedi came. He was giving a few tips to Steve Smith. Man. You know how to imagine that day and today. Bishan Singh Bedi must have been thinking, what did I teach this guy? that he just completely threw spin away. That I am not going. I'll become a batter.
I know, and what an average even now after close to 90 tests, 60.
68?
60. No, not 60, 60. Because he also had that lean patch, by the way, Steve Smith. It coincided with Virat's, but at least he hit 100 against India. Every series that he's played against India, he's hit at least 1 century. Against the best bowling attacks in their conditions, he's hit a century.
No, Austin Kuna, you are wrong. Nikhil Naz has not been blocked by anyone, and even I have not been blocked by anyone, by the way.
Yeah, who said this? I don't know.
We are just, at times we just...
So tomorrow we will be seeing whether India can at least cross 350, because 400, I always say 400 on this kind of a sluggish deck should be a match winning total. because it's staying low all the time. This
So, just to tell you how lucky Shreyas Iyer was today, hopefully he gets to his second ODI or second test
run.
This is the situation that, that it was. So, basically, these are the two bales. See, this is the bale.
Yep.
But it can't be removed.
It can't be removed. It lit up and then the bale just about hung on to its groove.
So these are the kind of bales that are being used in Bangladesh. ये निकलता तो नहीं नीचे से?
निकलता तो नहीं है ना it doesn't So day 2 India will be looking to consolidate. Iyer 100 will be definitely on the cards. We hope he gets it, unlike Cheteshwar Pujara who missed his by 10 runs. So we will be back tomorrow for the India versus Bangladesh first test, but tonight it's France versus Morocco.
France?
I have stopped predicting.
France.
Yeah, but remember, France lost to their former colony, Tunisia. And Morocco are their former colony as well. And Morocco are still the only unbeaten side remaining. Croatia was there, but Croatia lost to Argentina. They didn't lose a single
lost to Saudi Arabia. France
lost to Tunisia. Yes. So only Morocco are the remaining team who are unbeaten.
Tunisia was also one of their colonies?
Yes. Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco. So it is a very, very strange situation.
It'll be
France I also think it will be France.
Argentina on Sunday night.
Blockbuster Sunday night.
I think Siddharth is coming back
yes.
in a few minutes time with Dalima Chibbar
for the France versus Morocco build-up. And the Lionel Messi show.
Was it two separate shows or one?
Yes, two separate shows.
Make one show, yeah.
Tell that to Harshit.
It's all about why?
He is the one who conceptualized this.
No.
One special segment only for Messi, because the great man deserves one.
No, I'm saying he deserves everything.
Yes.
Meanwhile, France will play Morocco in the other semi-final.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we will try and do that.
See you guys.
Chalo, bye-bye. Vanakkam. Subscribe to Sports Today.